everybody, it's Whisper Audios, and today I will be showing you how I did this makeup look. So if you're interested in seeing how I achieved it, then please stay tuned. So first of all, I'd like to show you my skincare routine, because I think that to look after your skin and to make sure that it's suitable and ready to apply makeup on is very important. And I suffer with oily combination skin, so it's really difficult to find the right product that's not going to dry out the dry bits that I have, like around my forehead, or not to make the oily bits more oily. I've struggled a lot trying to find the right skincare for my skin, but luckily my friend who does my nails, she is a rep for Nails Yard, which is a organic skincare company. And I'm not being sponsored to say this or anything, I'm just so happy that I found a product that works for me. And I'd like to show you it. So the products that I use, or the range that I use from Nails Yard, is the Palmarosa, and I have the facial wash and the moisturizer. They come in these lovely glass bottles. Now it is quite expensive, but a little goes a long way. I've had these for about a month now, a couple of weeks, and I've hardly used any. You literally just need a little tiny drop of the face wash, and that froths up really nice. And the moisturizer, you just need the tiniest amount because it just glides over the skin and just is absorbed into the skin very quickly. So Nails Yard is an organic skincare company, so there's no chemicals. It's good for the environment, and it's certified organic ingredients as well. So it's really natural for your skin, which is exactly what I need. I mean, my skin is quite sensitive and oily, and just generally a nuisance. So these are the only products that have worked for me. So I'll put a link down in the description of these products. But if you suffer with oily combination skin, this is just an absolute lifesaver for you. I also use the Palmarosa face mask. I usually use this if my skin is just really having a freak out, or I've got like spots or anything. This really just draws out all the impurities and all the toxins from your skin, and just makes it all nice and fresh and clean and oil free. I also sometimes use it as a spot treatment, so like this guy here, I usually put just a little like a dollop, like a pea-sized amount on the skin, so that's what it looks like. So I just get a little bit and just dab it onto where I need it, and then I would wear that overnight, so it really works into the area that I need it, and just draws out all the impurities and dries it out. And then I would wash it off in the morning, so that's really good. I also use every other night, so when I wash my face in the evening, I also use a vitamin E oil. This one's by Dr. Organic. I got it in Holland & Barrett, which is an organic vitamin E oil. Even though I have oily skin, I do have areas of dryness, so this really helps to I guess it's like an intensive moisturizing treatment. I use it at night. I also incorporate it into my face massage that I do, which helps stimulate the skin and drain all lymph system as well. So this is really good. Obviously vitamin E is brilliant for the skin, it's restorative, and it helps to sort of repair any damage, like sun damage, to the skin. So it's a really good product. So that's what I use for my skincare, to make my skin nice and healthy and glowing, and oil free, which is the important thing. So now I'm going to show you how I do my makeup. So what I first do is get my hair out of my face, because there's nothing worse than having your hair just sliding gently into your face like this, and you're trying to put makeup on and then you get all makeup in your hair. It's not a good look. So I'm just going to use my trusty paddle brush. I've seen it in some of my videos. Now, normally when I'm doing my makeup, I do it really, really fast because I'm always in a rush. So I'm going to try and do it nice and slowly and gently for you to induce the tingles. I have this clip thing that I use just to tie my hair back. So I start with foundation first. I know some people do eye makeup first, and eye makeup and brows and things like that first, but I've always started with foundation first. I like it that it gives you a blank canvas to put everything else on. So the foundations that I use, let's just get them. So I have a combination of foundations. So on a daily basis, I usually use this BB cream. This one is just Miss Sporty. I don't have a preference of BB cream. I kind of feel like they're all the same. This is the cheapest one that I could find at just a drugstore brand. It's called Morning Baby BB cream. Usually I just put that on just after I've washed and moisturised my face. Which, if some of you know, that BB cream is just like an all-in-one product where it moisturises and just gives you that sort of evens out your skin tone. So that's what I use on a daily basis. I have this number 7 Instant Radiance foundation, which I use if I'm sort of going out somewhere. I use it in combination with other products. I got my skin matched when I was at Boots, so this was the correct shade for my skin at the time. I think I've probably got a little bit of a tan. If you can probably see that I'm so pale, it's a tan for me is just one shade lighter. I also have this Clinique anti-blemish foundation. Let me just tell you what the colour was. The colour for this Instant Radiance is Cool Vanilla, if anybody wants to buy that. I have this Clinique anti-blemish foundation, and I bought this at a time of great need because I was going through my breakout phase where I hadn't discovered the Nails Yard products, so I was just a slick oil slick with loads of spots and everything, so I just ran to makeup first instead of skincare, which is never a good thing. Always treat the problem first before you hide it. That's my motto. So that's that. This is quite heavy coverage. This is the one I use for my videos normally, and this is number 1 Fresh Alabaster. I think it's probably the palest that you could possibly get. I also have this Clinique redness solution. It's like a SPF and like a base, kind of like a primer. And when I get really red, because I have lots of red pigments to my skin, especially when I get hot or sunburn, which happens all the time, I use this. I mix a little bit into the foundation, or I just use it just straight on the skin. It is green, but green cancels out the red in the skin, so it's good for people with I guess acne or rosacea or any sort of red skin complaints. That's really good. So today I will possibly use the Clinique with a little bit of the redness, and I think I might put just a tad of this in. I like to blend foundations together to make a good colour for me. I can never really find the true colour for my skin tone. Obviously your skin is not all one shade, so areas where you're lighter, you're not going to put on a light foundation to make it lighter, and where you're darker, you're not going to put on a darker foundation to make it darker, so you need something in between. So normally what I do is I take my primer first. That's what I do. Usually I do this so automatically that I don't think about it, but when you think about it, you mess up. So I put just a dollop of the green primer on my hand like that. Then I take the Clinique. I'm just going to put just a tiny bit on, like that. I'm just going to make a mixture today. So just like that. Then I just take a dollop of this too. So that one's a lot lighter than this one. I've been out in the sun, so I've got just the tiniest bit of a tan. So, and then I'll take my Real Techniques brush. I love this brush so much. It's so unbelievably soft. It's just so soft on the skin. It really just works the product into your skin. So I love this product. So what I do is I just mix it all together. You can see that. Like that on the back of my hand. Then I start from the chin. In stippling motions, just to get just an even amount all over the skin and over the eyes, under the eyes. Then I work in like this, just circular motions. Don't forget the chin. See, I'm doing this too fast. It's probably not very ASMR inducing. So make sure it's completely worked into the skin. Now, I'm probably going to start sniffing now, because I don't know about anybody else, but whenever I do my makeup, my nose always runs for some reason. I think it's because you're stimulating the sides of the nose and the lymph, and it just starts to drain. So I call that layer 1. So that's just the base, and then you can build on top of that. Obviously, if you're going for an everyday look, you probably don't want to layer it as much, but because I'm doing camera work where it's so unforgiving. We'll do another layer, so I'm just going to use the Clinique Neat, so to say. So I'll stipple that again, like that. Then I'll just pat it on in the areas that I need the most coverage. Then start to use circle motions. I really enjoy putting on makeup. I suppose that's the girl in me. But I love the way that it transforms you. It transforms the way your appearance, and I love like special effects makeups, and there's a really good makeup artist called Candy Johnson. I'll link her down below, but she's absolutely brilliant with her makeup. She can transform herself into anybody. The best one that I saw was her Barbie transformation. It was flawless. I also really like her ethos and the way she advocates natural beauty, you know, being a good person, and just her views on life. I just think she's a wonderful, wonderful woman, and she's very inspiring. And she also replied back to me on Instagram, and I was so made up about that. Total fangirl moment. Okay. So, I think that's about it for the foundation. So, I need to be careful of my forehead because that's where it gets dry, so I don't want to put too much makeup there. So, I'm just going to stipple now, just to get that sort of airbrushed kind of look. Make sure you blend into the chin and the neck. You don't want that sort of harsh jaw thing going on. Okay, so I just put that to the side. I may need that later. So the next thing that I do is I conceal. Concealer is a bit of a bugbear for me because I still have not found the perfect concealer for my skin, the consistency of it. This one I have at the moment is by Bourjois. It's called Happy Light, and it's this. The colour is, I don't actually know the colour. I think it's like it's the lightest one, and it comes in this little compact thing, so it's quite handy to sort of look into. So usually what I do is I get my Real Techniques brush, this flat one, and I just take the smallest amount because it's really quite hard to blend in, so I put that underneath my eyes to get rid of the dark circles and discoloration. I have freckles that go like this under the eyes, and it appears that I have bags under my eyes, which is quite annoying. I really when I was a young girl, I used to be bullied for my freckles. I used to be called spotty and ugly, and I really didn't like them for a long time. I thought they made me look ugly and hideous, and I wasn't like everybody else because I had this pigmentation on my face. But as I grew up, I became to love them because they're part of me, and this is who I am, and that's what I was born with. And my parents and my grandparents used to say that they were kisses from the sun, which I thought at the time was really annoying because I didn't want to be kissed by the sun. But now as an adult, I see that's quite sweet. But I think freckles are quite cute on some people. And I've grown to love them, so it's okay to have freckles. Just put a little bit of concealer around my nose. I get quite red around here. Little scarlet. And then I have this wonderful friend here, which I get the tip of the concealer brush and I just dab right in. Then I just dab right on top, just like that. So it makes so you're dabbing right on top of the spot, and then you want to clean off your brush, and then you just pat. Just keep patting. Just keep patting until that starts to blend. Or you can take your foundation brush and just stipple that until it starts to blend. Or you can use your finger. Just like that. That's a nice sound. Just going to grab a tissue. Just wipe that off my hand so I don't get everywhere. Okay. So that's concealing relatively done. Now you want to set everything in place, especially if you're going out. You don't want your makeup to slide off your face. So I've got this fluffy brush. This big, nice fluffy brush. So soft. And I just have this drugstore powder, just a sheer loose powder, and it's just a translucent powder. It's very, very cheap. So I try not to use too much powder because of the dry areas that I have. This powder goes everywhere. So I just take this literally the smallest amount, and just apply it underneath the eyes, on the nose, and on the forehead. Just areas which shine doesn't look good. So shine on the cheeks here gives you like a glowing appearance, but round the nose or on the forehead here makes you look oily, not very nice. And on the chin too. And just anywhere that you've concealed, just to lock it into place. So that's my base. So now that we have that base, we can move on to eyes, cheeks and lips. So I'm going to move on to eyebrows. I've been trying to grow my eyebrows for years now, and I'm pleased to say that I'm relatively happy with them. I cannot stress enough to you, do not overpluck your eyebrows. When I was a teenager, I used to just pluck them so severely until they were just so thin, and they just never really grew back properly. So it's definitely perseverance, because once you start, you can't stop, and the interim moment where they're growing back is just the worst. So at the moment my eyebrows are quite full and thick and big, which I don't mind. I think that's probably in at the moment, but who knows. For my eyebrows I use a MAC eyeshadow, and this one is called Omega. Like, it's that sort of colour. Let me just take that off. The lid's broken. So it's that sort of colour. Because my eyebrows are quite fair, I don't use anything too heavy on them. So I've got this like angled brush, and what I do is I just dip the brush into the product like that. And then what I do is I just sweep this on like that, following the shape of the eyebrow. It takes a little bit of time. It's not really to create any sort of a shape, it's really just to fill them in and make them more prominent. Because they have little bold bits. So really just following the curve. I try and keep the product quite light towards the center of the eyebrows to give it that sort of graduated kind of feel. So that's basically it. I usually use like maybe a darker colour if I'm going out somewhere, or I need that sort of more glam kind of a look. I also like to do like an ombre kind of a look where the tail end of the eyebrow is darker than the middle portion, which I think is quite nice sometimes. So now we move on to eyes, and I tend to keep eyes very, very simple. It depends what kind of look I'm going for, where I'm going. Usually the one that I will show you I use on a daily basis, because I have kind of like hooded eyes where the eyelid goes over, the top of the eye goes over the eyelid. There's not a lot of space to do any sort of eyeliner look or eyeshadow look because it just gets hidden. So I'll just show you the everyday eyeshadow look that I do and I like. So we'll start with a base, and the base that I use is a MAC eyeshadow, and this one's called Brulee, which is this like beigey white colour, like a bone kind of colour. And usually I get a flat brush and I just apply that to the lid. It's literally just to make a base. Like that. This helps to sort of blend all the other colours into it. Like that. So that's the base. And then I use the same Omega colour that I used on the eyebrows, and I get like a little fluffy brush. I'm not a professional makeup artist, you probably have guessed, but I do watch lots of tutorials. I find it very relaxing for ASMR as well. So I get the product on the end of the fluffy brush, then I will go into the crease of the eye, just to give the illusion that there's a crease there and make the eyes more defined and wider. So I'll go into the crease of the eye like that, and down into the corner of the eye, and then just blend. The secret to a successful eyeshadow look is to blend. The more you blend, the more softer and the more natural the eyeshadow will look. Like that. The other eye. Now, I have a confession. I can wink that eye, so easy to put eyeshadow on. But I cannot wink my left eye, and I'm not even going to try because it's so embarrassing when I do. I just can't. I will show you. So, right eye, left eye. I just can't do it. And it's so frustrating when I'm putting makeup on, especially eyeliner. I'm just like, yeah, I can do this eye. It's easy. When it comes to this eye, I kind of have to just go like, just wing it, because I can't shut that eye independently. Frustrations. Anyway, so we'll just apply this onto this eye. This is just the soft base. Just blend it up. If there's too much product, wipe it off on your hand so you can blend easily. I'm a bit sort of fussy when it comes to this, so it has to be perfect. Well, perfect-ish. So you probably can't see that whatsoever, so like I say, with studio makeup, you have to do everything so much more exaggerated because the light washes out all the colour, so you have to go that much darker, that much bolder, that much brighter than you normally would in real life, and I haven't really got the hang of it yet. So anyway, and then take my MUA Makeup Academy palette that I got in Superdrug for like £3. It was really, really cheap, but it has lots and lots of lovely colours. This is the Romantic Efflorescence palette. So I take this grey colour, which is this one here, and that one is called Siren. No, it's not. That's a lime. So that's a Mesmeric, Bewitch, Magnet. Is it Magnet? Yes, Magnet. We'll go with that, which is like a slate grey colour. So I get quite a good portion of that on the brush, and I just go back in just to make that sort of more defined, to give it more depth. Like that. You can also use like a even darker colour, like a black, if you're doing like an evening look. But I like the grey because I think it goes well with the blue of my eyes. Just keep blending. Like that. Just keep going back and back. At some point you must stop. So that's the general principle. I think what I will do is I'm going to take my flat brush again, and I'm going to take this. Let's just get rid of that because that's annoying. I'm going to take this shiny colour, which is fiery. The thing on the back doesn't actually look like the colours, which is quite annoying. Anyway, it's the really shiny colour, and I'm going to put that in the corner of my eye. Just pat that on, just to make the eye seem more open and brighter, just to give that little sparkle, just like that. Just more on them, like that. Just to give that sort of like dimension to the eye. Mascara. I have a couple of mascaras that I use. It's just, I haven't got them all out, so just get that, my little makeup bag. So, this one that I'm going to be using is a Maybelline Lash Sensation, and it has this, that's a nice sound, this little wand kind of a thing. Let's just see if you can see that better. And it's like curved, kind of a wand that you can get all the little individual lashes in, which is really good. And these two mascaras I got in the glossy boxes that you have seen on my channel. This is the So Susan, which is brilliant for every day. It's just got this just normal brush, and it's very light mascara, but very long wearing, but it doesn't give you that sort of thickness and volume that the others do. And this is the Essence Princess mascara with the cool little design there. This is also quite good. It has like the same sort of brush that the Maybelline does, but this I think it clumps a little bit too much for me, but it's good in a hurry. So I'm just going to apply a couple of coats of the mascara. Not too much. Now my lashes are quite long, so I have to really either shut my eyes or put my head really far back, because otherwise I'll just start painting my eye. Comb that through. Make sure each individual lash is separated. And of course you have to make strange faces when you're putting mascara on. I think it's just the general rule. As you've probably noticed, I'm not putting any eyeliner on. I think one, because I don't have time, and two, I get very anxious with eyeliner. I saw something really brilliant on Facebook about eyeliner. it was a little caption, like a mem sort of thing, and it said you have to be very cool and calm around eyeliner because it can sense your fear. I know ladies out there who it's an ordeal putting eyeliner on, especially winged eyeliner, because if you get that wrong you have to start all over again. So you have to be very very calm when you're doing it. So anyway, that's the story for another day. So that's the mascara done. I don't necessarily put too much on the bottom lashes. I won't for now. I might do later, but this video is already so long at the minute. So right, so now I want to blush. I first use a bronzer. This is by Maybelline. No, it's not. It's by L'Oreal. It's number 6. I don't know what possessed me to buy this, but it's actually quite a good product. I just dab a tiny bit and I just do the hollows of my cheeks. I don't like to put too much on because obviously I'm quite pale, so it's not really a good look to be too orange. I may be from Essex, but I'm not one of those. Just on my chin, just to blend it. Use the rest of the product up around the forehead. That's enough. I now go on to blush, and I use this MAC blush, and it's called Rosy Outlook. It's like that, as you can see. I love this product. It's just a very soft pink. I feel it complements my skin tone, so I just do one sweep, then smile, do this little face. You just apply it to the cheeks and blend outward in circular motions. I don't know why I have to do this face, it's completely weird. And again, with studio makeup, you just have to keep going to intensify the colour, otherwise it just doesn't look like you've got any on. I just do some there, on the nose, on the chin, just to use the product up. Okay, so that's blush. Put this back on. I don't know what it is about MAC lids that just fall off. Now for lips. And lips are just very simple. I use a collection lip liner, and this one's number 17, Clover Pink. It's like a dusty sort of a pink colour, and I like to keep the pencil very blunt and not sharp, because I feel that if it's too sharp you get that kind of drawn on look to the lips, which I don't like, so I keep it blunt so it's very soft and natural. So I just apply that to the lips. Do the outline first. Hope you can see that okay. And then I fill them in. Like that. I don't necessarily overdraw my lips, I just keep to the natural shape. And this dries very matte, which I like, but I sometimes just I got this in a glossy box. This is Pout Paint. It's like a pigmented lip stain, I guess, lip balm. I don't know. Just have to shake it. Just put like the smallest bit, not a lot at all. Like literally the smallest bit onto your hand like that, and then mix it in. And then I'm just gonna apply it to the lips to give that sort of sheen. You could also use a gloss over the top, which I sometimes do, or a lipstick. I just love the colour of this lip pencil, so I just use it neat. And that's it. Get a piece of tissue, wipe it off. So that's generally the makeup look that I would do on a daily basis if I was going out or for my channel. So if I just take my hair down now, shake it all out. I have no idea what's going on with my Some of you may notice that my hair's a lot lighter than what it normally is. I had some highlights put in for summer. Okay. It's a bit kinky. Okay, so there's the finished makeup look. I hope you have enjoyed this. I'm sorry for all the rambles that I did during the video, but here you go. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you again in my next